All right, Lindenwood head coach PJ Finigan, second year as the head coach with the program. He was an assistant a year before that. Coach, let's just talk about what are your general thoughts on you and Lindenwood heading into this 2025 season?
No, I think there's a lot of excitement. Just what we were able to accomplish last year, kind of close the gap, and then with 20 newcomers, there's a lot of getting used to each other this fall. But really, really, really enjoy the people, the guys that we brought in, meshing with the guys that had been here, and just feel really good about the culture and where we're going. I know that our guys are excited to get out there and kind of show who they are and what they've been doing this off season, and hopefully make a big difference in the win-loss column.
I think we asked you this before last year, and I asked Coach Rose and Moorhead this earlier. You're already with the program, and then so you take the head coaching job. How was that transition? Did it already help, that you'd already had that year experience with the team?
It certainly helped with maybe some more of the off the field things than on the field. And then I think that just having a jump start on the recruiting, knowing the ins and outs, and then having the ability to keep Adam Core with me and then hire the rest of my own staff, it certainly made it easier to hit the ground running. And I think you see that our recruiting classes continue to get better. And we feel very strongly about the roster that we have currently.
There's some things we don't have to necessarily get into about the transition to Division One, and it could be shortened or whatever. But how have you all approached this, like in your recruiting players, and last year was different than this year as you get closer to that site. How do you kind of manage that with players and attract them to want to play at Linden?
Well, I think the school does an amazing job of attracting good students and student athletes, and you see that with other sports ascending to the top of the OVC. I think that our time will come with that. The other part is we've been upfront and honest about these guys and really tried to hone in on the ability to play right away and the ability to make them better. Give them a chance to showcase themselves for pro scouts, and do everything that they can and accomplish everything they can here at Lindenwood, because I know that it's possible. And I know that we have some really good players, like I said, and continue to grow that recruiting base and roster, and feel really good about seeing what these guys can do next Friday.
So, what do you think this year's team identity is heading into the
Well,
year?
I think going into the year, when you return your 3 weekend starters from a year ago and a team that had a lot of success on the mound, that's our floor. That's where this team starts, is with Josh Newell, Zach Bischulte, Eli Brown, and then when you add in some of the other returning relievers, it just gives us a great safety net from where we can start from. And those guys are all leaders. They're culture drivers. They're everything that we have, and I know it's certainly going to allow our offense, with a lot of new faces and new pieces, to settle in, and it's going to keep us in a lot of games. So I think we start there with our team, and that's what gives us a lot of excitement coming back from last year.
I can see it over your shoulder too, but you won the academic award for all the baseball programs last year. I want you to brag on that and just the things your team's doing off the field too, in addition to on the.
I think it just speaks volumes, like I said earlier, about the people that are in our clubhouse. I've said it all along. These guys care about the right things. They handle themselves. They're great representatives of Lindenwood, and I think that even this fall, there's no greater example with a 3.62 grade point average. These guys make it easier for me to sleep at night, and I love putting them in front of the community and getting them out to meet as many people as they can, because I think when our guys get around other people, it gets them fired up about the future of the program.
What have you learned about your team since the first day of fall practice until now, and that evolution that every team takes when you're getting out there and playing?
I think the competitiveness from day one, that's something we stress with a lot of the new guys, of just, man, you're going to have to play well in order to stay in the lineup and get quality innings and everything else. And they've really embraced that. They love to compete. At the end of every practice, we try to do some kind of competitive element. And these guys have really just, taken hold of that and push it to the next level. And that's why I think it's exciting for us to get going next week, because we can get to see when we're all on one team, what that actually looks like. And I think that if you're going to be good in this league, you better be competitive and just how you operate. I think we have some of those qualities.
Tell us about your schedule and is putting that together and how you use that to test your team this season.
No, I think first and foremost, we really wanted to make sure that we went south after the way we started last year in Dayton with playing the early game and then getting 5 inches of snow directly after the game. So try to go down, get some better weather. We also knew that we were going to have quite a few returners on the mound, so we wanted to play a 4 game weekend, get as many games down the first 2 weekends with Southeastern Louisiana, Mississippi Valley State. Play a lot of guys, 20 newcomers of a 37-man roster. We've got a lot of things to figure out, and getting those guys a lot of opportunities early in the season before we start conference play was a big focus of ours. And then we come back home, with the new turf, we're able to play at home right around March 1st, get a couple quality opponents in Illinois State and Butler, and then a big spring break trip to Murray State, and Memphis will certainly challenge us and get us ready for OVC play.
Yeah, the preseason, Paul. I don't know. People don't know what other teams have. What do you think about the league? What do you think other teams sort of, not specifics, but are going to do to compete out there, and how you see things maybe shaking out this year?
Yeah, I think that obviously SEMO's got a lot coming back, and that was kind of a no brainer. I think where they're picked. With everybody else, minus some couple teams here and there, SIUE returning the hitters that they do. I think there's going to be a lot of volatility. Like there's just not a lot coming back. We lost a lot to graduation. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how everybody does. The one thing I do know is, having been around the league the last 5 years, that there's a lot of good coaches, a lot of guys that have built really strong programs that are going to go out and compete, and we're going to get a lot of wins early in the season. And I think the league is in a good time because you're seeing a lot of growth within the baseball programs.
Well, Coach, appreciate your time this morning, and just best of luck to you and the Lions all season long.
Thank you. Appreciate it.